Hey guys, what's up? It's Fariz, and today I'm gonna be taking a look at the X-Men design Volt-1. And the longest name award goes to X-Men design Volt, basically the thunder that Volt, square the shape, you studied in elementary school, 1. Anyways, the X-Men design, or XMD, Volt-1 is coming from a sub-brand of Chi and is immensely popular, especially for their non-N-by-N WCA puzzles, which they specialize in. Today we're taking a look at the XMD Volt-1, yes, that's the short name. Their current flagship Square-1, so is it any good? Let's find out. But first off, thanks to Cubenation for sponsoring this video. Check Cubenation out for amazing deals on the latest speed cubes. Link is in the description. The Volt-1 came into the market during the summer of 2017 on the 11th of May. It costs about $13.99 on the Cubicle and $999 BDT on Cubenation. The cube is about 54mm, which is smaller than the conventional 3x3, and unlike a lot of Square ones from Chi, which are 55mm. The XMD comes in either black or stickerless. The shades are regular Chi or Moyu shades on the stickered version, and the stickerless version sports the regular Chi stickerless shades, and the cube does not have a mass-produced M version. Now on to some more interesting things about this cube. First of all, the reviews of this cube are really bad on the cubicle.us for the most part. That makes sense until you realize most of the people who made bad reviews didn't even set it up or failed trying to do so. So for those of you who don't know how to set it up, well, here is how. I was trying to take a piece out of the cube and I realized it started to bend a little bit, so I realized whatever I was doing was wrong. So after a little bit of inspection, I found that there are a few tabs or nooks which are meant to be opening the center caps, and once you've opened them, you have this huge screw that is exposed. So you can use a screwdriver to freely tension the cube. But be careful, there is a plastic washer-like object that stays at the end, so if you open the cube, make sure the green side is closed at all times. Because if you do not close it, it's definitely gonna fall out, and if you don't have it, this cube is basically obsolete. Closing it is a straightforward process. Just take the small tab that is present to keep the screw in place, put it in, put the washer in afterwards, and then screw it back in. Once you're done, put some lube of your choice. I put in Traxxas 50K and Moyu Lube V1. This gave the cube a very controllable yet super fast feel. The performance was unlike any other Square 1, and the only Square 1 on par, in my opinion, was Chi's own Square 1. While we are already on the topic of the interiors, let's get to that. First off, the edges are attached permanently to their hooks or pegs, whatever you want to call them, and thus are really fragile and can be bent easily, so be careful. However, this allows for a really good solving experience because it devoids the cube of any sort of pops or any sort of deformations as far as properly aligned puzzles go. In looser tensions, the cube might just deform if you pull it when it's not aligned properly, but it won't pop, so that's a plus. The corners are much the same and serve the same purpose with a similar design, to avoid pops and increase stability. Unlike the edges, the corners are luckily in no way fragile and will not break as long as you don't abuse them too much. The interior core has a groove where all the pieces go, and it's a very precise fit with enough room that the pieces can move and at the same time don't rattle around. The cube is held by a huge screw that we previously tackled, and it provides to be a very efficient design minus the fragile edges. Everything when it comes to the performance about this puzzle was extraordinary for the most part. No doubt it's a flagship puzzle, but the only thing that was an exception to this statement is the corner cutting. It wasn't too great, and even at looser tensions, it wasn't too noteworthy, partly because of the anti-pop design. But if you do in fact need that good corner cutting, then I wonder how you even solve a Square 1 with all those minuscule and precise moves required to solve. The turning will satisfy the majority of cubers as far as I think. It supports both people who prefer slower and more precise turning and also people who like to go crazy on TPS, like people who haven't had food in days. Out of the box performance was okay, but it wasn't anything amazing. Even though the slice was smooth and fast, the layers were sluggish and it was very dry and tight. Corner cutting was pretty much the same, but the tensions made it very unpleasant to use in hindsight. I was able to drop my average from 2 minute 30 to 1 minute 50 within the span of 2 days, not because it is that good, but it was good enough to make me want to practice more, so that's why. But remember not to go too crazy on this because I've heard of people raging and breaking an edge or two. Don't just take my word for the performance of this cube. You can ask people who are sub 1 and can actually set up cubes. For example, YZCuber or many sub 20 people on the Cubicle who left positive reviews. YZCuber will be releasing a review on this, or maybe he already released a review on this. Not sure as I'm making this, but links will be in the cards once it comes out. Anyways, be sure to check that out once you're done with this video so you get a broader perspective of what it feels like. This cube provides the best performance that I currently know of in Square-1, and as long as you're willing to take the time and set this up, I definitely recommend it to anyone looking to get into Square-1. They should allow just about anyone to get great times and have nothing holding them back in the hardware department. But anyways guys, that does it for today, and I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one.